is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the yearly predictions for the next year of 2023, customized to your Lagna or to your rising sign. So now friends, to begin with, like I have divided this video in two parts. In the first part, I will give you an insight the way slow moving planets and other planetary alignments is going to be influencing all of us on a global level. And then in the second section, we will try to get into the customized areas of your life, like your finances, your job, relationship, all sort of wish fulfillment, how the planetary vibration is going to be influencing you guys next year. And friends, if you have not watched my video for the numerology based calculation, it's my earnest request for you guys to watch that video as well, because from the numerology as well, via calculating the universal year vibration and your customized personal year vibration, you also get to know the theme for the next year customized to your life. So okay friends, before we will start our discussion, I just wanted to wish all of you guys a very happy new year. My earnest wishes that all of your wishes shall come true this year. All of the hard work which you have been putting in, you should get the result of all of your hard work, and this year should open the doors of prosperity, gains, all sort of benevolence in your life. So now friends, like just because I have already uploaded a video as per the numerology calculation, so we have to understand summarized synopsis from the numerology as well before we will dive into the astrology. So definitely friends, next year the energy is going to be of the number 7. If you are going to be making a sum total of 2023, it is going to give you the resulting number as 7, which is a number governed by or ruled by Ketu. So one thing is for sure, if you are going to be putting a lot of dedication, a meticulous approach and attitude towards work, if this is going to be your ethics, your work style in all areas of your life, definitely not only you will attain perfection, but also you will get all sort of due recognition for your hard work as well. Second thing is that friends, on a global level, definitely we cannot overlook this fact that next year in all those communities and countries where they are already going through the concerns of the religious persecution, religious intolerance, so that is going to be all-time high. Now this is one indication which is not only getting validated from the numerology but also from the astrology as well. Now friends, when we talk about in the areas of scientific discovery, innovation, space exploration, regarding that front, next year is creating a very positive energy. And lastly, definitely these days we all are diverging into the cryptocurrencies, all sort of parallel mode of payments and banking. So regarding that front as well, next year is creating a very positive energy. Now friends, shifting our discussion to the astrology. So picking the planet Saturn first and studying the contribution of Saturn throughout the next year. So friends, Saturn is going to be transiting in its Mool Trikona sign of Aquarius on January 17th. So now this is going to be a formal full-time entry of Saturn in this own sign of its. Now just because Saturn briefly transited the Aquarius sign during this year as well, it gave us this insight or a sneak peek, a kind of a trailer that what exactly Saturn has in its mind for us. But now once Saturn is going to enter Aquarius sign formally, all of those results will start getting manifested. Now you can also understand it in this way, that whatsoever hard work you have been putting in from the past 2.5 years, the result of all of your those hard work will start reaping results. Second thing is that friends, because within each zodiac sign there is the energy of 3 different nakshatras. So Satbhisha is going to be the forefront of manifesting the results of the Saturnian energy. Now it becomes very important to understand the innate qualities of the Satbhisha nakshatra. Now friends, as you know that Satbhisha constitutes of more stars than any other nakshatra. So that means that Sadbisha has got a lot of intellectual potential. Sadbisha has got a lot of healing potential. Sadbisha has also got a lot of spiritual potential as well. But like the way many like astrology researchers have come to this conclusion, that when we talk about the mental turmoil or mental anguish and fighting the inner demons, these are the areas where you have to control yourself. So now friends, definitely it all comes down to in which dignity this Sadbisha influence or Sadbisha energy is influencing you. Now let's say for example, if your moon nakshatra is Sadbisha, or your Lagan nakshatra is Sadbisha, or your 10th house lord is sitting in the Sadbisha, then definitely you will perceive or you will experience the Saturnian restraining influence to its intense way. And also friends, if your profession, your life hovers around the signification of the Sadbisha, where we talk about the engineering or technical pursuit, anything to do with the pharmaceutical industry, medicine industry, and these days, just because I keep on coming across these consultation queries that I want to make a foray into the herbs, into Ayurveda business, healing business, so definitely regarding all that front, this transit or this stay of Saturn in the Sadbisha will definitely kind of benefit you. Now friends, the innate quality or the essence of the Sadbisha is about secrecy and it's about scientific pursuit. So let's say for example, if you are a researcher in any field and you have devoted your heart and soul into your craft, so then during this year, this can actually give you some sort of discovery in your craft, in your given field as well. Because at the end of the day, the combined universal year energy as per numerology is of Ketu, which is also promising the similar thing. So very good year for people engaged in the healing business, medicine industry, pharmaceutical, technology, artificial intelligence. All those people will definitely get benefited. Now friends, one thing which I want to say over here is that because even my own moon nakshatra is Sadbisha. With Sadbisha, there has always been one thing which is always advised, that how you handle secrets, like it becomes very important for you. Like there has been all those cases where someone who got access to something which was hidden from the world, which become a reason for the success of that specific person. And in certain cases, just because a secret of this top politician got leaked out in the media, and which became a reason for the fall of that person. So how you manage the secrets and how much attention you give towards the spiritual religious austerities will be at its forefront when Saturn is going to be transiting in the Sadbisha nakshatra. And friends, it becomes very important for all those people like in whose case there has always been a temptation towards the intoxicants, drugs and all sort of hallucinations causing substance. You have to stay disciplined because Saturn's transit in the Aquarius, and within Aquarius in the Sadbisha, can create some trouble regarding the willpower and resistance in these areas. Now friends, because Saturn is going to be turning retrograde as well, so like from June 17 till November 4th, Saturn is going to be in a retrograde motion. So Saturn will start its retrograde journey from the Sadbisha's second pada and will end at the Dhanishta's fourth pada. So these are the time period when the restraining energy of the Saturn is going to be at its peak. Like Sadbisha might be carrying all the good qualities within itself, but when we talk about the mental anguish, so over there Saturn can cause lot of concerns, grave concerns. And also friends, because like the way whenever a planet is retrograde, it gives rise to its cheshta bal. So that is also going to be a time period where if you are abiding by a spiritually oriented, disciplined lifestyle, some breakthrough can also be made. Now friends, now shifting our discussion to understanding the behavior of the planet Jupiter. So guys, Jupiter will formally enter the sign of Aries on April 17th. Now friends, from Jupiter's perspective, which represents wisdom, fortune, good luck, so Jupiter's entry in the sign of its very good friend Mars can be seen as a very good sign, because all the Jupiterian wisdom will get the theme and platform of the fierce qualities of the planet Mars of Aries to manifest the results. But during this year, the vulnerability is that once Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Aries, it is going to come in the influence of the Rahu. So now friends, this influence of Rahu on the Jupiter is going to have a pros and cons attached to it. So the benefit side of this influence of Rahu on the Jupiter is that during this year, a lot many people will transition to different religion. People will transition from one faith to another faith, from one belief to another belief. Technology will play a very pivotal role in the transmission of the spiritual knowledge and wisdom. And also friends, regarding people taking interest and the acceptability of the alternative financial mediums like cryptocurrencies and all of that will also go all-time high during next year. And also friends, regarding the matters of the foreign travels or import export, regarding that front as well, the next year is creating a very positive energy. Now friends, when we talk about the vulnerable side of this influence of Rahu on the Jupiter, so now friends, definitely you will get attracted towards the foreign religion or different guru and teachers and mentors. Now on a financial plane, for the material plane, there couldn't be any better influence of Rahu on Jupiter. But when we talk about the spiritual aspect, when we talk about the true transcendental knowledge, wisdom, and specifically attracting all those guides and mentors who have got good interest in their heart for your well-being, for your growth, so all those areas are definitely going to be in the scrutiny. And guys, also because I mentioned this thing that the next year the universal energy is of 7 is of Ketu. So because all of this influence of Rahu and Jupiter is taking place in the Aries sign, so a lot of intolerance and contrasting opinion towards each other's belief and faith will get experienced, will come to everyone's notice next year. And also friends, like many times what has also been seen that because it's the energy of the number 7, so it will also unravel lot many secrets as well. That too, all those kind of persecution which has been done in the name of religion, which has been hidden from the people's or the public's eye, will also come to everyone's attention, everyone's notice. And lastly friends, if you want to understand the contribution of Rahu and Ketu next year, so friends, next year on October 30th, Rahu and Ketu are going to be changing their axis, changing their signs. So Rahu will make an entry in the Pisces sign being ruled by the planet Jupiter, and Ketu will enter the Virgo sign being ruled by the planet Mercury. So now friends, if you remember at the time when I uploaded a video on Rahu and Ketu's transit to the ongoing Aries and Libra, I mentioned this thing that although lot many astrologers are not in this favor that it is going to be manifesting good results, but I foresee that transit or this ongoing transit as still beneficial. But now friends, Rahu's transit in the Pisces and Ketu's transit in the Virgo is going to be very sensitive, very volatile, with extremities in store for everyone. Now it all comes down to individual to individual. The dignity and role of Rahu and Ketu, nodes in your life, how they have manifested results so far in your life, their dignity. Are you also going through the dasha of either of the nodes? Is your profession straight away come in the purview of any of the nodes? Then it can get determined that in which direction they are going to be manifesting results. Because friends, definitely Rahu's influence on Pisces. Now Pisces is a very transcendental energy, and as you know that Rahu's influence on someone's emotional mental state, like Rahu's straight impact or influence on someone's natal moon, can make you very confused, can make you very delusional, can make you very obsessive. Like Rahu is the chief significator of all sort of psychological problems which are these days found in the society. And definitely Pisces energy can give rise to all these kind of confusion and delusion to its peak. And also friends, when we talk about Ketu's influence on the Virgo, so as you know that Ketu is a very spiritual planet, and Virgo is all about discipline, it's all about the material duties and responsibilities. So Ketu in the Virgo can also cause problem in the form of getting into like a sudden job change, transition in your portfolio, or people getting into unusual vocation, making some wrong choices at their professional front, giving rise to strong enmity, giving you powerful enemies. Now this could be real or imagined, but this could give rise to all these kind of circumstances as well. So now friends, the thin layer lies on your religious faith and how much spiritually oriented you are, because we cannot even overlook this fact that the overlap between the Ketu and Virgo is of the perfection. And when we talk about the mutual overlap of the qualities of the Rahu and the Pisces, so definitely friends, because Pisces has got a very transcendental vibration, and Rahu can actually make you completely submerge in any of the field where you are currently engaged in, like all these people who are in the foreign trade, cannabis business, or art and craft like filmmaking, photography and research exploration of any kind. So completely getting submerged in your craft can also be foreseen with this influence of Rahu in the Pisces. Friends, we only talk about the material side of the Rahu. Like definitely Rahu cannot make you very religious, that is for sure. But when we talk about the spiritual prospect, so you cannot even overlook this fact that out of all these three nakshatras of the Rahu, it's the Sadbisha which is considered as the epitome of spirituality. So definitely friends, it all comes down to the choices you make, the kind of role notes are playing in your life, and basis that you can determine that what kind of results from October 30th Rahu and Ketu are going to be manifesting in your life. So this is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this general universal trend and the behavior and movement of the slow moving planets next year. There are also certain signs which are going to be heavily getting influenced next year because of the movement of the planets, like for example Aries, where Jupiter and Rahu are going to be transiting, and Aries is also going to be receiving the third aspect from the planet Saturn. Then comes the axis of the Leo and the Aquarius, because friends, on Aquarius Saturn is going to be transiting, and Leo is a sign which is receiving aspect both from the transiting Jupiter and the Saturn, and Scorpio as well, because Scorpio is going to be receiving the 10th aspect of the planet Saturn. So okay friends, now we will shift our discussion to your customized Lagna, and we will try to understand the way next year is going to be turning out for you. So friends, looking at the kind of spiritual message which I have received for the next year for your rising sign. So from the Tarot Major Arcana cards, the card which I have received is the Emperor card. So which is a very good indication for finding stability in your line of work, for all those people who are eligible candidates for the attainment of any position and power, authority. So just the mere appearance of this Emperor card is a very good indication that next year is definitely going to be bringing stability in all areas of your life. Also friends, from the Bhagavad Gita, I just wanted to see what is a kind of blessings and the lesson which I have received for you guys. So it has come in the form of, this knowledge is the king of education, the rarest of all secrets and the purest knowledge, because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is the perfection of religion. It is eternal and joyfully performed. So as you can see, the secret of secrets. And friends, just because during this year Saturn is going to be transiting in the Sadbisha nakshatra. Sadbisha has got a lot to do with the preservation of the secrets, and just because Saturn in your case is going to be transiting in the 9th house, so just because if you are a sincere seeker of wisdom and knowledge and you have the blessings and the grace of a guru in your life, so all of those secrets can be revealed to you. And also friends, I also wanted to see that which all god I have received for you in the form of the acting as a guardian angel for you, and what is the kind of blessings which I have received. So for your Lagna, I have received the Narsingh Deva, the half man and half lion avatar of Lord Vishnu. And first we will do a prayer to the Narsingha. So the man lion is here, the man lion is there, Wherever I go, there is the man lion. He is outside of me, yet he dwells in my heart. I take refuge in Narsingha, the man lion, for he is the ultimate shelter. And friends, the blessings which is there for you guys is protection from evil forces, ability to see God everywhere and in all things, skillful sublimation of one's anger when it is not needed, strength and courage to defy conventional authority for truth and justice. So okay friends, now we will start the analysis from the astrology perspective. So guys, if I will look at your whole chart for the next year, so definitely the influence of Jupiter and Rahu in your 11th house will give you lot many travels, cosmopolitan exposure, like you might get a chance to network and socialize with people from different background, from different ethnicity. Regarding that perspective, it's a very good sign. Also friends, Jupiter is the significator of expansion, and Rahu in itself represents big thinking, big thought process. So regarding strategizing your goals, being realistic, because Saturn is going to be aspecting your 11th house with its third aspect as well. So definitely Saturn's aspect will keep you grounded, will keep you realistic, will keep you firm on the ground with your head held high for your dreams, for your goals. So regarding that front, it's a very good sign. And also friends, because from the past 2.5 years, Saturn was transiting in your 8th house. So I do not know how many of you have got initiated in the occult sciences, or if you have also got relocated to a foreign land or not. But the moment Saturn will enter your 9th house, definitely it is a very good sign for the acquisition of knowledge and for investing in any skill, any course, any sort of post-graduation degrees and all. This entry of Saturn in your 9th house will definitely help you. And friends, many times it has been also seen, like all those people who have been a victim in any sort of situation. So Saturn's presence in the axis of 3rd house and 9th house is also seen as a very good sign for receiving justice if you have been a victim in any circumstances, in any situation of the life. So yes friends, this is what the overall snapshot of the planet is for you for the next year. Looking at from the perspective of Rahu and Ketu, because on October 30th, Rahu will also enter the Pisces sign. But the good part over here is that basis your Lagna, Rahu will enter your 10th house. So Rahu's presence in the 10th house is considered as very good. And just because of the entry of Ketu in your 4th house after October 30th, so definitely you might get more inclined towards seeking perfection in your domestic matters. A lot of you might also start taking interest in yoga, meditation, but yes, pertaining to the matters of the concerns of the health of the mother might start worrying you once Ketu will enter your 4th house. So this is what the overall snapshot of your life is, guys. Now looking at the matters of your 1st house. So guys, over here, just because Mercury will start the year being in a retrograde position in your 7th house. So that could be a time when if you have to take any important business decision or anything to do with the matrimonial concerns and all of that, you have to remain a little bit cautious. And also in the month of May, when Mercury is going to be transiting in your 11th house to its enemy sign, being in retrograde motion, being conjunct with Rahu. So that is going to be the time when you have to remain very careful and cautious that you should not fall prey to any Ponzi scheme and all those schemes and proposals which are coming to you, how authentic they are. So what kind of people you get introduced to, you are socializing with. So these are the 2 months when you have to remain cautious and careful. But apart from that, friends, I have strong rooted faith in my tarot readings. Just the mere sight of this card is a very good indication that yes, overall stability in your life can be foreseen as a theme of next year's forecast for you. Now friends, looking at the matters of your second house. So the blessing in disguise is that during this year, right from the beginning of the year, Saturn, once it will move to your ninth house, to the Aquarius sign, finally Cancer sign or your second house will stop receiving straight aspect from the planet Saturn. Because friends, it's not only that Saturn was aspecting your second house, it was aspecting from the 8th house. So this is a kind of a aspect which creates a lot of fears, anxiety, worries on the account of your financial inflow. So Saturn has got a very restraining aspect, and many times it also increases the burden and responsibilities of the family members as well. So the moment Saturn will enter after 2.5 years, it will enter your ninth house. So your second house will start feeling relieved of the aspect of the planet Saturn. Second thing is that friends, because the overall theme of this year for you guys is of growth of perfection. I have already mentioned this thing, that even from the numerology perspective, the combined effect of the number 7 of Ketu, which is a number which demands perfection. And in any case friends, in your case, because Ketu has got the co-rulership of the Scorpio sign as well, which is also connected with the 6th house because of co-rulership of Scorpio. So I would say that in the matters of your finances, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable, rather whatsoever pressure you have been facing in the past 2.5 years. Because many times what happens is that Saturn's aspect just keep us grounded, rooted. It makes us very fearful of thinking about expansion or thinking about some new innovative measures. But during this year, right from the beginning of this year, you will be working out with your best of the creative skills, being very innovative, and some new opportunities can be foreseen pertaining to the matters of your second house, pertaining to the matters of your finances. And the best part is that family and the people near and dear to you will prove to be very helpful. And let's say for example, if in any case you are also engaged in the business which is connected with the moon, like for example you are a farmer or you are in the business of organic farming, anything to do with the import, export, or creative talents, writing, or business of dairy or food business. So all those people can specifically get benefited because of the kind of combined influence which your second house is receiving in the next year. Moving ahead friends, now looking at your third house. So friends, the beautiful aspect of this year is that your third house is going to be receiving aspect both from the planet Jupiter and Saturn, which can be seen as a very good omen, because Jupiter's aspect can be seen as a blessing and luck supporting you, and Saturn's aspect will empower you to take some concrete actions and decision in the matters of the third house. So let's say for example, from the past couple of months, you have got this feeling that like people around you have not been very supportive lately, or you're not able to take initiatives, anything to do with the expansion or thinking about any collaboration has not worked out for you in past couple of months. So this year can start on a very good note for a lot many Gemini Lagna people. Whether you are working in the fields of sales, marketing, you are a content creator, you have a travel and tour business, or for all those people who are very ambitious, like you are looking forward to any sort of collaboration, sponsorship, funding. So regarding the matters of the third house, definitely this combined influence coming in from two heavy planets will work out in your favor. So definitely friends, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable in any front. Just try to keep your relationship with your friends, with your brothers very healthy, hearty, and because of their support, this year will prove to be very successful for a lot many Gemini Lagna people. Now friends, looking at the matters of your fourth house. So definitely friends, pertaining to the matters of the fourth house, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable in any front. As you can fairly see, the mere entry of Jupiter in the 11th house can be seen as a very good news for all the auspicious events in the family life. So whether you are planning to buy your home or any of the concerns of childbirth, family expansion, getting married. So all those events can be foreseen, or all those events can materialize during this year, which will bring happiness in the family life. Second thing is that, friends, just barring few months, like rather I would say in the month of January, when your 4th house lord is going to be retrograde in the 7th house, just try to remain a bit cautious. Any important business decision, concerns of matrimonial life, handle that tactfully, gracefully. And in the month of May, when your 4th house lord is going to be retrograde in an enemy sign, being in the influence of Rahu in the 11th house. So those are the 2 months when you have to remain careful. And I would also say this thing, that if you are planning to buy a home or any of the concerns of the 4th house, so try to prioritize it, because once on October 30th, when Ketu will enter your 4th house, then definitely things can get slowed down. And along with that, which could be seen as a very good sign for that introspection, being in that meditative mode. But when we talk about the tangible aspect of the 4th house, that might get a negative hit. So that is something which I want to say. So very good year for expecting happiness in the matters of domestic life, along with some tangible achievement connected with 4th house can also be experienced for a lot many Gemini Lagna people.
Anywhere you said, anywhere you said, anywhere.
Now guys, looking at the matters of your 5th house. So definitely, friends, 5th house, which tells about your artistic and creative endeavors, progeny, education, and your thought process. So just because Ketu has been transiting in your 5th house, which can be a vulnerable sign for all those couples who are trying to conceive, or for the family expansion related concerns. But once in the month of April, when Jupiter will enter your 11th house and it will start aspecting this 5th house transiting Ketu, this will definitely bring a relief in all these areas. Second thing is that, guys, in your case, your 5th house lord is the planet Venus, and Venus will start the year on a very good note, because Venus is going to be transiting in the Capricorn sign in the month of January, and then it will move to the 9th house. It will conjunct with the auspicious planet for your Lagna, planet Saturn. Then it is going to get exalted in your 10th house. And also, guys, during this year, because Venus is going to be in a retrograde mode in the month of August and September as well. So it is going to be spending a lot of time in your 2nd house and 3rd house, like going retrograde back and forth. So which can also be seen as a very good indication pertaining to expecting some good return on all of your investments. So regarding this speculative interest of yours, this can be seen as a very good year for you, for all those people who are inclined and interested in research, because guys, not only Ketu is transiting in your 5th house, but also the whole universal year vibration of 2023 is also of number 7 of Ketu. So all those people who are spiritually oriented, anything to do with the attainment of perfection, research, exploration, this year can be seen as working out a lot in your favor. I would say that in the matters of love and romance, Ketu's presence in the 5th house can make people nitpick a lot, or it's like demanding and expecting a lot of perfectionism. So those are the areas where you have to kind of handle things gracefully. And also, I have already mentioned this thing pertaining to the matters of the childbirth and all of that. So all those couples have to also remain cautious and careful. But apart from that, friends, in major areas, this presence of Ketu in your 5th house and the way all the planets are contributing to it, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable in any front. But yes, when we talk about the heavy investments, or heavy dealing in the stock market, trading and alternative currencies, so at least wait till the time Jupiter is not gonna enter your 11th house and start aspecting this 5th house Ketu. So before that, I would say try to remain cautious. But all other areas of the 5th house, where we talk about art, creativity, your thought process, will definitely work out in your favor and can actually give very good rewards and results for a lot many Gemini Lagna people. Now guys, looking at the matters of your 6th house. So guys, just because your 6th house lord planet Mars is going to be spending a lot of time in your 12th house in the Taurus sign, but it will end the year in your 6th house in the Scorpio sign. So the excess of the 12th house and 6th house has got a lot to do with the foreign lands, overseas exploration, competition, attention given towards your family life, taking important initiatives. So regarding all that front, like if I were to summarize, the 6th house vibration will definitely support you next year. If you have to appear in any sort of competitive exam, you have to contest any elections, or all those people who are connected with the fields of policing or politics. And also guys, if you will make a sum total of the energy of the 2023, it will give you the number 7 being ruled by the Ketu, and Ketu has got a co-rulership of the Scorpio sign along with the Mars. So overall, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable pertaining to the matters of the 6th house. And the icing on the top is that even Saturn is going to be aspecting your 6th house with its 10th aspect. And right now during this time, Saturn is aspecting this house not from the 8th house but from the 9th house of good luck and fortune. So overall friends, I'm actually seeing you guys coming across very competitive, very competent, and all the matters of the 6th house will work out in your favor for the next year of 2023. Now guys, looking at the matters of your 7th house. So definitely, first of all, Jupiter, which has got the rulership of your 7th house, is going to be transiting in the 11th house. So a very good time for the Gemini Lagna people who are single or who are looking forward to any matrimonial alliances. So from the transit perspective, next year is creating a very positive energy for your marriage taking place. Second thing is that even from the perspective of friends proving out to be very supporting, or for any commercial decision or your public image to get enhanced. So regarding all that front, this transit of Jupiter, your 7th house lord, in the 11th house can be seen as a very good sign. Also friends, because I have already mentioned this thing, because whenever a lord of a house aspect back that house, it actually protects the signification of that house. So Jupiter is going to be giving its 9th aspect to the 7th house as well. So overall, nothing to worry about it. The only concern is that, like, if you are living in a community where marrying someone who is different from your culture, or intercaste marriage, marrying someone of a different nationality, if that is okay with your community, then definitely this influence of Rahu on your Jupiter will support that. But let's say for example, if you are from a very orthodox traditional community, and let's say for example, at the end of the day, our parents' blessing, our parents' consent and wish is the most important thing for the for anyone. So I would say that if you come across, or you are from a traditional community and circumstances are putting you in those situations where you are running into mismatch kind of proposals, being in a situation where you are like your chemistry is kind of getting formed with someone who is different from your culture, or regarding that person your family is not gonna agree. So just try to remain very cautious, very careful in those areas, because this influence of Rahu on your transiting Jupiter will create these kind of situation. But pertaining to the matters of business, wealth and your public image, this can be seen as a very good sign. And also guys, because this combination is taking place in your 11th house, and Rahu has got a tendency to suddenly magnify things. So if you are in that nature of business where like suddenly going viral, you are in films, television, you are a content creator, you are a musician, so this could be a year where your created work can make you go viral as well. Now guys, looking at the matters of your 8th house, now which could become a very important house for someone who is working in the fields of occult, or someone who is very much inclined and invested in the fields of insurance, revenue and all of that. So friends, the blessing in disguise is that finally Saturn has left your 8th house. Now for certain rising signs, 8th house Saturn might create a trouble, but basis your Lagna, I'm very much sure that it must have given you a lot of opportunity and inclination and interest towards the occult and secretive esoteric sciences and all of that. So I do not know how much you encashed on this opportunity, but now the good part over here is that Saturn's stiffness will not be felt anymore in your 8th house. Now guys, one beautiful aspect of Saturn's aspect in the 8th house is that it somehow slows down the matters of the suddenness in our life. But just because now Saturn has moved to your 9th house and Rahu is influencing Jupiter during this year, so I would say that just try to remain very cautious and careful of your actions. The whole year is going to have the energy of Ketu. So specifically there are certain months like the month of January and the month of May when your ascendant lord is going to be retrograde. So those are the few timelines when you have to remain cautious, and I would say that whatsoever lessons Saturn wanted to teach you, so I'm very much sure that when it will leave the 8th house, all those hardship and delays which you would have experienced, you will make use of that whenever you will be introduced to some new opportunity as well. So the summary is that I'm not seeing you guys any more vulnerable in the matters of 8th house. And for all those people who are like planning to get married or anything, and also if in your case you are awaiting any of the concerns of funding, sponsorship and all of that, any sort of investments as well, so this entry of your 8th house lord in the 9th house will promise lot many successful and promising investments and good return on investment for a lot many Gemini Lagna people as well. Now guys, looking at the prospects of your 9th house, so this entry of Saturn in your 9th house, like Saturn becomes a very important planet for you guys, and just because I would say that specifically certain months like when your both the trine house lords are going to be conjunct in the 9th house in itself, like because your 5th house lord planet Venus will start the year being transiting in your 8th house, then it will enter your 9th house. It is going to get conjunct with Saturn over there. So those could be certain timelines when luck will definitely support you. So let's say for example in the month of February or March, if you have to write any competitive exam, you have to initiate any process of immigration, foreign residentship and all of that, so you can consider doing that. So definitely year will start on a very good note. The first quarter will prove to be very beneficial for you. All the experiences which you have gone through and all the frustration and delays, the result of that will start getting manifested. And also friends, a very good year for all those people if you want to invest in any certification, in any training, any workshop, PhD or masters, or all those people who are already you are in a foreign university going through your MBAs and all of that. So this presence of Saturn in your 9th house can be seen as a very good sign that right after the completion of your degree, of your course, you might land at a very lucrative job as well. So overall, a very good sign with this presence of Saturn in your 9th house, which will also promise lot many pilgrimages and foreign travels for a lot many Gemini Lagna people. Now guys, looking at the matters of your 10th house, so definitely guys, Jupiter has got the rulership of your 10th house and it is going to be transiting over here till April 21st of 2023. So I would say if you are specifically connected with the fields of Jupiter, you're working in the fields of banking, finance or theology or anything to do with the teaching and training and being a motivational speaker as well. So all those people can straight away get benefited. But again friends, basis the house rulership which Jupiter has got, basis your lagna and the innate nature of Jupiter, which many times come in contradiction with the qualities of your ascendant lord, because Jupiter is a very philosophical, very idealistic planet, and the qualities of your ascendant lord Mercury is of being very opportunistic, being very quick, being very street smart. So I would say that if you are straight away connected with the Jupiterian field, then I would say that the first half of the year is gonna be very beneficial for you. After that, Jupiter will come in the influence of Rahu in your 11th house. But for all the rest of the people, if your business, if your profession straight away is not coming in the purview of the, or in the influence, in the control of the planet Jupiter, then I would say once Jupiter will shift to the 11th house and its combined influence with Rahu, your 10th house lord, I would say that the best and the golden time for gaining, expanding new opportunities, work related travel, being introduced to new projects, new markets will start manifesting after the April 21st of 2023. Overall friends, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable in any front. Your 10th house lord is very well rooted, protected by two important planets on other sides. Like Saturn is well placed in the 9th house, one side of the 10th house, and just after it in the 11th house there is also a strong placement of two important planets. So overall a very good year for taking some important concrete decision. The first quarter might start with a little bit of the idealism being put forth in your actions at your work front, but after that you can say the influence of Rahu on your Jupiter will definitely make you street smart, and some unpredictable windfall gains can be anticipated for a lot many Gemini Lagna people in the year of 2023. Now guys, looking at the matters of your 11th house. So definitely presence of Jupiter and Rahu in your 11th house, and the third aspect of the planet Saturn will boost the prospects of your 11th house. Because friends, whenever we have to study the matters of any house, we have to first take into consideration, even before looking at the house lord, we have to see what kind of energies are getting generated in that house. So just because Jupiter is the significator of growth, of expansion, Rahu just explode things. And if I were to say, next year is going to be taking you to lot many new connections, being introduced to people with different background, different ethnicity, work related travel, being interested in working on new projects, collaborating with new set of people, being introduced to new ideologies, new philosophies. So regarding all that front, the concentration of the planets in your 11th house is definitely giving a boost to the matters of your 11th house. So definitely friends, in your case, because like even if we have to see the role which Rahu plays basis your ascendant lord, so it is a very good friend with your ascendant lord as well. So overall I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable. The only one thing which I want to say or advise to you guys pertaining to the matters of your 11th house, do not restrict your options just because of acting out bit orthodox or traditional or conservative. The vibration and the theme, the essence of next year for your success, for your growth is how you can experiment, how you can adapt and mold yourself towards the new circumstances, new climate, new culture and new opportunities. Now guys, looking at the matters of your 12th house. So definitely guys, next year is creating a very good energy pertaining to the matters of any foreign travels, experiencing the foreign culture. So for all those people who are inclined and interested in this direction, next year can actually give them lot many opportunities. See, if I have to advise certain cautionary timelines, so it's just like that. Your 12th house lord is going to be starting the year on a very good note. It will come in contact with some very important planets which are very well placed in some important houses. It's just like that in the month of August and September, when your 12th house lord is going to be retrograde, and it is going to be moving in the axis of your second house and third house. During those times, you have to remain a little bit cautious of your spendings, of your financial decision making. But apart from that, pertaining to the matters of your 12th house, whether we talk about spirituality, we talk about overseas travels and journeys, transcendental experiences, next year is creating a very positive energy in the matters of your 12th house for a lot many Gemini Lagna people. So this is something, friends, which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for the yearly predictions for the year of 2023 for the Gemini rising people. For further more updates and notifications on the divine signs of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyawad.